everybody? How are you all feeling? How is our energy tonight? Is it electrifying? Are you ready for yet another amazing topic, an amazing question and live and segment that we're ready to bring you tonight? Because this one's really special. It's a little bit different, but it's something I think we need to touch on because there's so much of it going around and so many people don't realize how special they are. Because we have been created this way, we are also special, and we need to actually understand that we have got many of these gifts and many of these special, how can we say, not only gifts, so these special attributes that were embedded within us as soon as we were born. And many times these things don't actually happen. They don't actually manifest, because it takes them a little bit more time sometimes, and we don't realize because it hasn't actually been embedded in us. It was never programmed in us. What was programmed in us was our morals, they were our values as well. Because years and years ago when we were born, we were always born with all these senses. And many people think, oh, this is witchcraft. Or, how do you know, or how do you feel, or, it's non-religious, okay? And many times other people might think, oh, you're crazy, you don't know what you're talking about. Or how do you even know that this is real? Or, it's something that's actually happening. I'm going to tell everybody, it's a knowing. You know it within yourself. It's like when I say to you guys to connect with your intuition. Connect with your higher purpose. Connect with what you believe, what you know. And especially with what's going on at the moment in this world of ours, okay? All of you need to start connecting with that wonderful self, that wonderful soul that you have. Because many times we don't, and we take ourselves for granted, okay? And many people are going to argue the point because they don't have the same beliefs as you. Or they might think they know better than you. But that's all their opinion, and that doesn't mean you have to take that on board either as an individual, as a human, living in a 3D, 4D, about to get into a 5D world, okay, in a dimension. And many people think, oh, it's crazy. It's not crazy, it's called energy, and all of us have got it. And it's something that we need to start really utilizing, especially in these current times that we're living in order to make our lives a lot more better, all right? And obviously those that are not connected, those that have not evolved, those that do not understand themselves are going to argue with me and say, okay, whatever, you don't know what you're talking about, and they're just going to walk away, all right? But everybody's on a journey. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Everybody's entitled to what they think, but it doesn't mean that you will change the way that I feel or what I think, or how I will project my energy towards people, or how I will project my messages towards the world in order for them to hear it, because it's part of awareness. It's part of what my soul knows because it's traveled that many lives, okay? And it's all about your soul and what it knows and what you're able to tap into. Especially if you're able to connect to your divine source or the universal sort of surroundings, okay? Because we're all in one universe, we're all in one world, but that's where it comes down to you being able to really connect to that, okay? And that's why today we wanted to talk about what is your spiritual gift. But all of us have been born with 4 of them, okay? And it's something you probably don't even know that you have. And you probably question yourself and think, fuck, am I crazy? Sorry, I just swore, that's crazy. I haven't done that in ages. Am I crazy? Do I even know what I'm saying? Am I hearing voices? How do I know this stuff? My intuition's telling me something else than what's going on. Always listen to yourself. Because as I've said in past lives that we've had, your soul is where the knowledge is, the wisdom is, because it's walked this earth how many times over. And other people will be like, what do you mean? We've never had, another life before. We've never had past lives. We've never had, another life where we've been on this earth. Well, I'm telling you, you have. And you've had probably many as well, but you just don't remember. Because many times our memory gets wiped as well, okay? And we're reborn, you know, and it has to do with all religions and all facets mixed in together. And I am Greek Orthodox. I'm not saying that I don't believe, but I do believe in the good, godly, divinely powers, okay? I believe not only in religion, but spirituality. And if you're like me, you can mix both together, and whatever works for you. Whatever you believe in is what you believe in, okay? I'm going to talk about the 4 specific gifts that we've been born with. The first one is clairvoyance. So it's inner vision, okay? It's being able to tap into somewhat premonition, right? And being able to see things happen before they actually evolve and do happen. And many times, a lot of people that I know who have dreams are quite crazy, but magically beautiful by being able to tap into their dreams. And those dreams come true because they're able to maybe even warn people that specific things are about to happen. But remember, whatever's supposed to happen will happen, right? We're not doubting that. I'm not arguing that. But that's what type of inner vision they're able to use because they're so connected to that source. And like even with mediums and stuff and psychics too, right? Because they've got a gift. Some people have got it. I remember years ago in Athens, okay, there was a lady that lived across the road from my grandparents. And she was amazing. I think her name was Kyrie Eleni, if I'm not mistaken, so Helen. And she used to read coffee cups, but she was phenomenal, right? She used to tell you things that she knew, right? And she used to say it in a good, like, from a good perspective. So it was more guidance, right? It was never about trying to tell you your future, but it was always trying to give you that guidance about what might be coming up, what might evolve. Because remember, we're able to take what many people say, right? Generally speaking, even, you know, when you've gone to a tarot reader and they've told you specific things, it doesn't mean we need to own them. They're more of a reference. They're more of a sort of guidance for us in order to lead us towards where we're going. Because sometimes we might feel lost along the way. And especially as being humans, right? And being souls, sometimes we get lost, okay? And it's a form, it's a type of way in which brings you back to center, presently aware. And not necessarily goes into the future, but is able to somewhat give you that guidance, okay? And she was able to give me so much information. She was amazing, right? But scary amazing as well. Because many of my family members used to go there for a coffee. And, you know, funnily enough, it's a Greek thing where we read the coffee cup. She was able to read so many things that, you know, she didn't know about anyone, but they were all true, right? So this is what I mean about being able to use your gift for the right purposes, in the right way. If you're able to help people in this lifetime, in lifetimes to come, why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you help that person? It's like helping your next door neighbor or something. It's the same way, but it's on a spiritual level. And many people are not connected because they think they can't be connected or they don't want to. But remember, it's part of that journey. And everybody's allowed to feel that specific way. If they don't want to do something, they don't have to. Anyway, the second one is clairaudience, right? So inner thoughts or ideas, hearing messages, okay? And using the intuition and the messages to come through. This is one of the skill sets that I have. So I hear messages all the time, okay? From the spirit realm and from my beautiful partner who has passed away. And many people will ask me, how? How do you know? You know. It's a knowing. It's the energy around that specific person. It's knowing the energy around that person and knowing that they're there. It's also hearing things before they even happen, and it's crazy, okay? 5 years ago, when I had originally lost my partner, I was able to hone in on many things that I never could do. But that's because it was my time to awaken. It was my time to connect to the higher source or the divine, okay? Not to say that I wasn't religious or spiritual beforehand, but now even more so, okay? I always used to do my prayers like a good Greek Orthodox woman, right? I sat in stillness consistently. I prayed for those who were consistently sick, as I do now. I pray for the world and make sure that everybody is okay. I put all my energy towards the world and I heal the world, okay? Because that's another point we're going to get to as well. But when I first lost my partner, I was able to see the world in a different light. And most times that's when it happens. When you've been through something so traumatic or so grief-stricken, you're able to feel that pain on a different level. And other things awaken within you in order for you to realize the soul you really are and why you're actually here and what you're supposed to be doing and what message you're supposed to be pushing out to the world, okay? That's when your gifts become what they become. That's when they start showing specific facets of themselves. Fruition takes place. The awakening within your body, your soul starts to take place because you're ready, okay? There's always a divine purpose and everything's divinely guided, especially when we go through specific things in our lives. And the whole saying, everything happens for a reason, it does, okay? So when I'm somewhere, I might hear a message and I'm like, oh, where's that come from? And no one's around, okay? And I'm like, what's going on? So I'll give you an example of this. In February, a close friend of mine has been trying to get pregnant for a long time, okay? And, you know, it's been hard for her, and bless her, I love her so much and she knows who she is, okay? I got a message from the spirit realm and the divinely guided realm as well from up there. They told me that she was pregnant. And this was on February the 19th this year. She didn't even know that she was pregnant yet. But I knew that she was pregnant. And I wrote a message saying, hey, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I think you're pregnant. And the spirits told me, and vice versa. Okay, this is what's crazy about it. A week later, she goes to go and get the test done because she's been having rounds of IVF. And a week later, the same Friday that I have told her that she's pregnant. And she's now at 7 months. And we are beside ourselves and so happy. But she's like, you are a witch. Like, but a good witch, right? A good one, don't get freaked out or anything. But I was able to hear that because I am connected to Source. I'm connected to my soul. I'm connected to the angels around me. And they're guiding me throughout my journey. And all of us have been given these beautiful gifts to use, right? And when it actually happened, I was even like, where am I hearing these voices? I thought I was going mad. But it was all about communicating. It was all about knowing that not only has my energy vibration become that exceedingly high, but I am in tune with the woman that I am, with the soul that I have come here with. And I am connected to my higher self and who she is and what she's here to do, okay? That's what's crazy about clairaudience, right? And many of you have probably even thought the same thing, you know, the knowing. Then you've got the prophecy side of things, right? So the inner knowledge, the inner knowing, okay? The inner knowing that everything is going to be okay. Many times on these lives, I keep on telling everyone, everything will be okay. And of course I'm going to get somebody turning around and going, but how do you know we're going to be okay? It's your inner knowing. The more you're connected to Source, the more you let go and let God, okay, the more energy will come within you, and the more you're able to see that life is a mere illusion. It's a lesson. It's something for us to take hold of and keep going and stay in that positive mindset. Remember, fear is only alive within you if you let it. You don't need to let something like that get to you, okay? Yes, the fear of not knowing, the blah, 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 but you can always do something about it, yeah? No one's putting a gun to your head and saying, hey, this is what you have to do and you have to do whatever. It's the inner knowing. It's the inner workings of things. It's the inner connection that we have, you know? And the best way to connect through in terms of source, and the best way to connect to that divine power up there, which is God, which are the angels, the source, is to sit in silence. Even if you don't know how to meditate, go to the park for 5 minutes and you'll see messages will come to you. It's the whole belief aspect. The more you believe, the more you will achieve. The more you believe, the more you will be able to see what I see and feel what I see. It's the connectivity. I was like you. I was logical. I was not even thinking that things like this existed. But this is what we're built of. We're built with energy. We've always had these beautiful gifts that we're able to hone in on, but we're too scared of them. And some people shy away from them because, you know, the energy drives them crazy. Or, you know, the emotions we carry through every day. They're all part of the awakening process. They're all part of the journey process. You know, numbers, which is what I've said, synchronicities that you see, they're all angel numbers. They're numbers that, you know, get you through. And they're the types of things that you should be looking at because they're messages. Even so, they're messages trying to tell you something specifically that, yes, are you on the right path? Do these things happen? You know, why are they happening? And you'll see because you're connecting. The more awakened you are, the more you're able to connect to yourself. That's where it always starts, to yourself, to your higher self as well. Then you have the healing side of things, so the inner feelings, okay? And different types of healing. And I'll name two, a Reiki, number one. And then the other one is pranic healing as well. They're two forms of massive ways of healing a human being, okay? And yes, natural medicine, okay, goes hand in hand with, you know, obviously general ways of dealing with illness, okay? From when we were younger, we were always brought up in a way, especially our generation, to play in the mud, to play with other children, to get a disease, to get a cold. But our immune system was always strong in order to fight it. What's happened now? What have we changed now? Can you tell me? What's changed in our society? I'm not even going to get into this, but you guys probably already know. You're smart. My beautiful What Dee Thinks collective is always smart. I don't need to spell it out to anybody. Everybody knows, okay? Then we've got the healing aspect of things. We have got it in us that we're able to heal ourselves, believe it or not. We were made to be able to heal ourselves, starting from the mind, okay? When we're always thinking, what are we doing? We're worrying, we're stressing, we've got anxiety, we've got depression, we're thinking of things. And what does that do? It actually makes us sick. And then what does that do? Counteracts all of our organs. And then what does that bring up? Illnesses, diseases. That's where it starts from. Your mindset is your biggest powerful tool. Okay, you've got to start using that mind of yours to deter from the negative to the positive, to transmute the negative to the positive in order to be able to heal your mind, which is why I say surround yourselves with positive-minded people. Connect to yourselves. Do things that make you happy in order to bring about that healing. Go to a Reiki healer, a spiritual healer. Go to a counselor. Go to a transformational therapist. Mine's amazing. Her name is Tamara Wright. She is magnificent. Go to someone who's going to do that work that's going to put you on that right track, okay? Because when things start happening in your life, they don't happen in order for you to feel worse. They happen for you to learn, to grow, for you to understand that you have all these gifts, but you're ignoring them and you don't want to know about them. And as I've said, this is all personal. These are all opinions. This is all choice. This is all free will. You have the right to make your life what it is because you own it. It's yours. So that's why I always talk about grabbing it by both hands and owning it because it's yours. It's up to you to change your life. It's up to you to use these gifts that you've been given, like from young, in order to change the dynamic around you and to bring up that positivity and bring that energy towards people that need it, but then to others that don't, because they don't deserve your energy. Give your energy out to those that will reciprocate what you're trying to do and that appreciate that time. And then others, you can always plant specific seeds. But if no one is willing to take them, that's fine too, because it's all part of their journey. It's all part of these life lessons. Spirituality is not like any other topic that I've ever spoken about, but it's also not like anything in this world. It's a sensory experience. It's something that's beyond beautiful and magical and powerful, and it is part of manifestation, and it is part of being able to connect on a different level, religiously, spiritually, whatever you want to call it, whatever you believe in, right? These are all gifts. I even see, I'm going to tell everyone, I even see people walking through the halls sometimes. When they used to say, the sixth sense, or, when you see things, people are going to think I'm crazy. But I do. And many of my friends are like, you're freaking me out, because they're scared of it. Whereas I'm not scared of anything, right? I've got that like fearless factor, like ever since I was a child. I don't think it's ever going to go away, but it's me. It's something that you just have, and you're welcoming that in your environment too. I think it's great to have that with people that maybe have passed on, because they're next to us now. They're here, and a lot of the ones that have recently passed on, I can tell you this too, they're around you. And they're actually helping us with the current situation at the moment in this world too. That's why they had to go, because they had work to do. All right? See it in that way too, And Johnny's even saying to me now that they're okay. So, and it's hard for me to even say it, because you guys are probably thinking, yeah, what does she know? Blah, blah, blah. But it's coming from that, sense where I want you to know. I want you to feel it, and you would know. The presence, the smell. I even used to get perfume smells all around me all the time. I'm like, oh my God, who's here? And I used to smell it, and it was his perfume. I'm like, where did his perfume come from? It's crazy, huh? But they're beautiful, It's hard. So, oh, you guys are beautiful. Vicky, don't worry, I'm here for you. I love you. Oh, you guys are gorgeous. So, yeah, guys, as I've said, connect to those that, if you're able to connect, if you're able to use your, specific gifts for a good purpose, why not? Share it with the world, these are the things that we've been given. And people probably think, being so orthodox, this is crazy, this is, But to tell you all out there, I spoke to my priest about this, right? And, he even said to me, you can believe what you want to believe. And he knows I'm quite a religious woman, but I'm able to use my spirituality as well. It's not all woo-woo. It's not all na-na. It actually does happen. And I've got many friends who practice these principles and these gifts of theirs, and they're crazy fantastic. And they've helped so many people along the way. And they've been able to hone in through the intuition, because I've said many times the intuition is so important in order for us to hone into, because that's basically telling you, it's your gut feeling. It's able to tell you, You know, even when you walk into the room, right? Because all of us have got a strong intuition. When you walk into a room and you don't like somebody, it's your intuition telling you that you don't like them. But then you're like, but I don't even know this person. How do I not like them? What do you mean? Right? The reason why you don't is because you're able to know. It's your knowing. Okay? And then when you second guess yourself and then you're like, no, leave it. You know, they're okay. You go back to the whole situation and you were right. You don't like them because they're not nice people. And you're able to see that now because it's all part of experience. It's all part of being able to connect. But to listen to yourself, remember? It's the knowing. It's the knowing. It's being able to know, you know? Anyway, thank you again for everybody. God, my England is great. Thank you to everybody for joining me tonight on another Dee Talk Live. I love you so much. Please hone in on what you have. Please don't ignore those messages that are predominantly so strong and come out and say things to you, and you might see something. Talk to people about it as well. I always do. I freak people out all the time. I love it. No, I'm joking. In a good way. Thank you again for joining me. Thank you for all the love and the support and all the donations. You guys are killing it. I love you so much. If you haven't donated and you would love to donate to our fundraising campaign towards Bully Zero, which is numero uno, please do. Instagram on our bio up top. You can click that link and donate. On Facebook, today on our topic, there is a little link. Please donate. Please support us. Getting this message across, especially for my young millennials, is so important. It's what I'm living for. Thank you to my beautiful community. Thank you for everybody's love and support consistently every week on these lives. Thank you for keeping it alive with the interaction, the awesome questions we get through every week. I love you all so much. Please stay safe. Please be positive and be confident. And remember, hone in on the gifts that you were given when you were born. The knowing, okay? Because all of us have got it in us. It's the knowing. Life is but an illusion. It's for you to live. It's for you to rock. It's for you to own. It's yours. Your soul knows better than anyone. That is where the wisdom and the actual gifts are all hidden. The knowledge. Look into it. Love you guys so much. Thank you again for joining me tonight on Dee Talk Live. Much love, much light to everybody. Dee is out. Namaste. Bye, everybody. Have a beautiful evening. Love you all so much. Bye.